What's up, everybody? I'm IGP. Welcome back to Hello Neighbor. Now, we're not going to be playing the game today. I'm going to be showing you some footage of me exploring around the map and finding some weird shit. What we are going to be doing is discussing Hello Neighbor Alpha 4. You cannot imagine how many comments and messages I've gotten. Now, a lot of you probably already know about it, but over the course of the last week or so, maybe even longer, TinyBuild on their Twitter has been releasing a whole bunch of teasers pointing towards Alpha 4. It's not really even a secret. They hashtag it and say Alpha 4 coming soon, blah, blah, blah. Right here, you have one that says, can you find all the Easter eggs? Hello Neighbor Alpha 4. There's a gif of the character holding an umbrella walking on the train tracks, which is something that we were partially able to do, but it looks like we're higher in the map. Also, there's a lot of stuff in that gif that we'll explore in just a second, but I just want to give you an example. This isn't a secret that we found out a secret way to access Alpha 4. No, basically, TinyBuild is reaching out and saying, hey, this is coming very soon. We've been working on it, because the last time we heard anything about Hello Neighbor, it was like December of last year. Now, what really sparked everyone's interest and reaching out to me was this post on Steam that says, are you afraid of the dark? This was on the 28th, so 2 days ago. Posted a screenshot of a secret map that was left in the game's files that we were able to access by renaming stuff and doing a bunch of hackery. And we played this one before in a previous episode. It's basically like a pantry that you're in, but you're super tiny, and you have to navigate all the way to the top only to find out that there's nothing to do in there. We did find some weird codes and stuff, but obviously we know they're put in there on purpose for us to just keep interest. I'll talk about that in a second as well. But with this post, there was a very long word search like text that would take me some time to decode. I didn't want to cheat to do it, so I didn't look at the comments because maybe people figured it out, but people figured it out, obviously. This Gamer Dude Alpha, Blitz, all these people used word search decoders or word finders, so it would make it a little bit more simple. And basically, the post itself, when you find all the words, there's a bunch of words that kind of throw you off, like afraid and such, but overall, you'll find a combination that looks like this. Hello Neighbor Alpha 4 May 4th. That means that either Hello Neighbor is going to be announcing Alpha 4 on May 4th, or it's going to actually be available to us. So it's nice to see some development on the game and some news from TinyBuild. I also did notice something that I don't think anybody else had found, at least not that I know of, but we found the word alpha, right? And that's right here, A-L-P-H-A. That's alpha. However, following it directly after is TWO, 2, Alpha 2. So when I first looked at this, I found alpha with my eye. I'm not even joking. It was one of the easiest ones to find. And then I saw that it said 2. Now, what I thought to myself was, I wonder if they updated Alpha 2's build to have some kind of secret or whatever. I mean, I knew they were going to be, if they're going to talk about Hello Neighbor, they're going to be announcing the next alpha, but I had no idea how they were going to do it. What I actually think this is, and don't think too much into it, I think it's just saying that the Alpha 2 will be free. Because every time there's a new alpha, for instance, when Alpha 2 came out, the pre-alpha was free to download. When Alpha 3 came out, Alpha 1 was free to download. So I would assume that Alpha 2 is going to be free to download and play once Alpha 4 comes out. That's what I'm assuming. Don't look too much into this. It's just a thought. But it's very weird because I don't think anybody else noticed that there was 2 right after that. That's very important. Anyway, back on track. I'm a little bit all over the place. That's how these videos are. They're never organized. But we're looking at screenshots that they have posted over the course of a week or so. We have this, which was the Welcome to Alpha 3 sign, but it's in Russian. There's actually a lot of information you can gather from this. One, either they're going to stick to the original Alpha thing where every time you wake up, it'll be a different time of day, or maybe they'll have a cycling day and night system. That would be interesting. And maybe the activity of the neighbor will change depending on the time of day. But I'm thinking that it's going to be the same. It's just whenever you wake up or you get caught and you restart, then the time of day is going to change. But obviously we have the shopping cart here, which, you know, we all know the Golden Apple supermarkets. There's a bunch of cars parked right on the grass, which is kind of weird. I can't see any other details. You can see the windmill in the back in some of these screenshots. In fact, you can see the smoke coming out as well. You also have the factory towers in the back. And from this GIF, we can see that, you know, a lot of it looks the same. We got another building back there, which I'm assuming is the supermarket. The trees definitely look different. That's a nice touch, actually, because it's just a barren wasteland if you've ever been out of the map in Alpha 3. You got the water towers still, all these other things, and it says, can you find all the Easter eggs? I'll talk more about that in a second. The state of the game. This video is interesting. It actually has sound. It's basically, like in the original pre-alpha, I think it was, or Alpha 1, you would walk around and you can hear people talking, and it sounds like it's coming out of, like, a house. But it's interesting because there's a lot of details to this house. It looks the same, like, height-wise. It looks like the same build from Alpha 3, just expanded upon it. In fact, we also have these little tubes coming down. Now, I would full screen this, but the quality is going to be shit, so I'm not even gonna bother. You can actually see better with it zoomed out. But there's also a nice little decorated house right here. In fact, these houses look a little bit more detailed than before. We do have the hanging house and all the other cool accessories for the house. I'm not gonna spend too much time delving into this. Another screenshot they posted was a timeline rendering Hello Neighbor highlights in 4K. You can see the neighbor standing in the middle of the street. This is probably going to be a trailer because it's only like 2 minutes long, it seems. So maybe they'll just release the trailer or announce it on the 4th, because it's coming up on the 4th. It would be very weird for them to put out a trailer last minute and not build up hype and then release, but we'll see what happens. I like the way the trees look. It fits the Pixar style. You can also see over here that they have the umbrella clip, which is, I'm assuming, what we were looking at in the GIF. Here's another screenshot they posted of inside the house, and actually the wall is missing. This looks like maybe an upstairs place. There's a gear laying around. You got your milk. Whoa. Okay, so 1997. He has milk from 1997, or maybe this is in 1997. Hey, I think we may have a date, March 25th. I don't know if that date's significant or not. If you guys know, let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, again, with the updated trees, you can tell this is a more recent screenshot. The quality is absolute shit, though. I gotta say, it's like someone took it with their phone. You see the factory in the background? I'm assuming this is gonna take a bigger role in this alpha. So yes, expect something on the 4th. Obviously, I'm going to be playing. I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna play it. I have a feeling about this whole Hello Neighbor ordeal and taking over YouTube and such, and we'll talk about that too. But let me start by saying, and if you guys don't want to tune in anymore, totally understand. This is gonna be a bit of a rant / discussion about Hello Neighbor, and I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. So, you gotta remember something. So, the initial state of Hello Neighbor, when pre-alpha came out, we were astounded by the gameplay mechanic of it. The idea that you have to break into an AI's house, right? And that AI is ever adjusting to your habits and how you enter in. So if you try to go through the doorway, he'll make that impossible to happen the next time. He won't kill you, but he will make that impossible, so you have to take a different route. Now, the game was built around the idea of entering the building in every way that you possibly can. Again, we're going to be someone who is breaking and entering. Breaking and entering is not just going through the front door. You find clever ways to get inside, whether it be a broken window, distraction by a broken window, leading him outside and then you going in, whatever the case is, an underground tunnel, whatever. That's the mechanic of the game, and that's what the game was focused around in the beginning. Over time, with the new alphas, and they put all these decorations and such inside, and all these weird things would happen in the game that you can't really explain, and like having a robot shark, people start asking questions like, why is this? They start theory crafting, and then they start looking for things to support that narrative. That's how the human mind works. You theory craft. Everything starts to make sense when you start making a theory. You can do that basically on the spot. Not to say that anyone's theory about Hello Neighbor is wrong or the developers haven't planned this all along, but in the end, it's basically, we have shaped the game to be all about secrets. Which makes sense, because again, we are breaking into somebody's house trying to find out what secrets they're holding in their basements. It's just more of like the wrong type of secrets. And my comparison to my slight disappointment in that would be with Halo. And I know that's not an indie game, but I remember playing Halo 2. And then I remember playing the story of Halo 2 and eventually getting hit in a really weird way that sent me flying in one of the maps to where I discovered this skull that was just laying around on top of the building. I picked it up and I turned invisible, and I freaked out because I'm like, what the fuck is it? This is all before like the internet. I mean, it's not really before the internet, but before the internet was like, let's watch a YouTube video, everyone finds secrets. This is already a known thing. So I was flipping shit. I was amazed that that secret was in there, and I loved it because it was put in there by the developers, but it wasn't put there by the developers to be the focus of the game. It was just an extra thing. Hey, if you happened to glitch out of the map, then you can find this, because you cannot get there by traditional means. You have to find a very funky way of doing it. And there were skulls all over the campaign, and they did all kinds of things, and after you would get them, you can drop them, but it doesn't tell you that you got them. You didn't get an achievement for it. There wasn't a list of like unlockables in the database when you load out. It was just there for fun. So now you go to Halo 3 or Halo 4, and the campaign has adapted skulls. The developers were very aware that the public enjoyed the idea of the skulls, to now the skulls are just kind of mainstream. You can turn on skulls previous to even playing the first mission of any of those campaigns. I think Halo 3 might have been the same. It was stupid. The idea of having those secrets laying around would, like, people already knowing about Halo 2 would almost guarantee that people are going to be looking for it in Halo 3, Halo 4, and whatever the successors might be. So why make it obvious that they're there? Why give the player a list and have them unlock it? Because then it becomes a mission. It doesn't become something secret anymore. I think the idea of Hello Neighbor and where it's gotten now is fantastic, and I love it. I love that everyone is theory crafting and searching for secrets and such, but the developers have taken the route of Bungie, or 343 Studios at this point, and they've adapted the secrets. Hence why we look here and it says, can you find all the Easter eggs? Like, they know this is what has brought so much success to their game, because without that, without all the theory crafting, who knows where the state of the game would be. And that's why they did this. That's why they announced the next version or the next alpha in a secret coded way. Like, there's nothing else to this. Like, if this is not I Love Bees. If you guys remember the Halo 2 and I Love Bees connection, dude, that was the most insane shit I've ever seen in my life. If you know about I Love Bees, please post the comment section below, because I want to know how many other people know about that. But I Love Bees was an amazing cryptic message related to Halo that was incredibly in depth. This could have been something much more than just, hey, we're announcing this. This could have been something about the lore. It's happening because of us and because of our theory crafting. They understand that, so now they're going to utilize it in every way possible. I would not be surprised in the final release of Hello Neighbor that they're going to have something like achievements where you find these secrets, and that, I feel like it's going to lose its essence, and I'm afraid for that. I'm afraid for that, because it had something really good going before. You guys realize the golden apple was never a thing, right? I almost will say I refuse to believe that Tiny Build put a golden apple in there to start something. I think it was there, someone thought it was a golden apple, then started theory crafting, the theory started spreading, Tiny Build noticed the theory and then plays on it now. Now there's a golden apple supermarket. Now it's a thing. We made that. Anyway, we're all really excited for the game, and I think most of us can say that we're excited for the game for the theory crafting and finding secrets and seeing what else the developers have put in there. That's actually a very fun aspect not a lot of people actually understand. Some people look at myself or other YouTubers who, quote, milk, end quote, Hello Neighbor content on YouTube, trying to find all these secrets or, exploring with the people. So there's two aspects to that, and I'll cover that real quick because I know it's not an interesting topic, but some might find it interesting. You gotta remember that the content creator is also creating content for the audience, and if the audience seems particularly interested in one aspect of a game, then obviously we are going to provide that content. There are certain creators that will just do what they want to do, and that's fine, but a lot of content creators will make whatever the audience wants to watch. So you guys may say, hey, it's about views, it's about ad revenue, which I'm not gonna lie, Hello Neighbor has boosted a lot of channels. Let me tell you, dude. A lot of money has been made. You know, I'm not gonna deny that it worked for me too. But in addition to us knowing, hey, this is successful, we are benefiting from it, the people also like it. We're not creating content that the majority of people hate but just watch, like a television program like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, you know? Like, people watch them, sure. I'm sure there's somebody out there that enjoys it, but a lot of the times, like, it's a television program, it's automatically gonna run, and if anyone leaves their TV on watching a program that's better that they like, then it may run through it, and the advertisements are still played. See, the advertisers pay in advance for those spots based on viewership. Complicated process. Well, not really, but still. Point is that yes, there's a benefit, but people are actually enjoying it. YouTubers are as excited as you are in regards to finding the secrets, the lore, and the theory crafting, because we all love doing it. And in addition, we get a bit of a bonus from it. Point is that we are all excited for that, and the developers know about that. Now, my distaste, as I just explained about the Halo comparison, is a bit of a small distaste. I'm hoping that they go in a more secretive direction. I think everybody will agree that we can't wait to see what they've done with it. Hope there's a little bit more, because the transition from Alpha 2 to Alpha 3 wasn't really gameplay changing. I think we got the core foundation of it down, but I wanted to see a little bit more. I wanted to see some actual lore, because Alpha 2 was hinting at way more lore than Alpha 3, and it might be because, like, Alpha 2 was the story aspect of it. Alpha 3 was to show, like, the extents at which they can build a house and how far this world's going to go. So I can understand that, but I hope in this next one is a good combination of the two. We're going to get some more lore, maybe a good solid foundation to base all of our theories off of, and also some gameplay updates. I think that's going to be important. Anyway, I've been rambling for way too long. If you guys want to keep up to date with TinyBuild and the state of Hello Neighbor Alpha 4, you can follow them on Twitter, TinyBuild. I'll put the link in the description below. And yes, of course, I'm going to be playing Alpha 4. Just don't expect me to start, like, making more and more content, theorizing before I get my hands on the game. This will be the only video I make about it, just announcing it until the game actually comes out, because that's what I want to see. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, to keep up to date with all my latest videos. Playing some other cool stuff right now. You can browse and watch whatever you want, you know, if you want to help out a little bit, you know, just click the playlist. You can walk away too, dude. I can be like background fodder for you. I don't even care. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.